two leaders who were seen as potential prime minister material in non-BJP, non-Congress space were Nitish Kumar and Mayawati. Mayawati, who famously herself had said that when I become prime minister, Satish Chandra Mishra, Nasimuddin Siddiqui and Swami Prasad Maurya will be the union ministers with important portfolios. This was her statement in July 2009, 2 years after the BSP had won with a landslide. What happened to Mayawati? What is the status of a political party, which is the Bahujan Samajwadi Party? Is there some kind of existential dilemma that the party and the party supremo are facing? On the other hand, is Nitish Kumar. His politics has played out in full public view. The man who has done multiple U-turns, and hence he's seen as a leader who has conscience on call, who is now, for the moment, with the BJP and has told Prime Minister Modi that he will not be doing any more switching of sides. Now coming to Mayawati, because Uttar Pradesh elections, just as across the country, the elections will be happening. UP is politically significant because of 80 Lok Sabha seats. Remember, in 2019, the coming together of BSP and SP did mean that the BJP's earlier tally of 2014 did go down. The BJP along with Apna Dal had won 64. The alliance got 15. BSP winning the major chunk of 10 seats out of 38 seats that they contested. The remaining 5 went to the Samajwadi Party. So in all that, why is Mayawati not being talked about? Why is the BSP not really a factor in these elections? Let's look at what is happening at present. What we are being told now is that Mayawati and her political successor, who is also her nephew, Akash Anand, will be holding a rally in Nagina. Nagina is a constituency from where Azad Samaj Party leader Chandrasekhar Azad will be contesting. And in these 8 seats which go to polls in the first phase, there is only one scheduled caste seat, which is Nagina. Mayawati herself will be launching a nationwide campaign of a party from Haridwar on April 13th. But so far, her party leaders have not really met her. She has been largely not connected to the party, is what we are being told. She has been largely aloof, and her messaging has also been pretty mixed. On one hand, she's seen as a non-ally but a friend of BJP, and that is the reason why she did not play ball with the India bloc. And on the other hand, she has played that politics in which she is non-allied. But the larger question is what happens to the Dalit politics, and why is there a significant decline in the BSP and also the famedom that Mayawati once upon a time, who was seen as a PM material, a potential prime minister for most, why is she so not there? In politics, we often say that leaders are interested in being heard, in being seen, and in being talked about. Because if a leader is not on the horizon, not being seen or talked about, then what really is a leader? Mayawati, for the longest time, hasn't given interviews. She doesn't believe in giving interviews. And her politics has been about herself. Her big birthday bashes is something we all remember, in which she would come in her spotless pink or cream shalwar kameez, and then everybody will be celebrating and cheering. It was seen as the rise of a Dalit leader, someone who was being seen as a challenger to the powers that be at the center. But then Mayawati has somewhere almost, not be aloof, I would say, because in politics you cannot really rule out of any leader because they have the uncanny ability of striking back. Mayawati and her party had a captive audience of 20%. These are the Dalits of Uttar Pradesh. Subsequently, it was also a political party which had a nationwide presence. Let's not forget that Punjab was one state where BSP was a factor. It was also a factor in the state of Haryana. But all that has gradually, slowly, since 2012, declined, and it has clearly meant a complete dominance of a two-party system in Uttar Pradesh. Let me give you some statistics for our viewers to just make a sense of what we are talking about. In 2012, the BSP captured 80 seats and won 25% of votes. In 2017, it garnered only 19 seats and got 22%. So there was a decline of the vote percentage, but just 3%. But its seats did shrink to 19 seats. And 2022 assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh, she has only one seat in 403 member assembly. Why is Mayawati becoming politically inconsequential in Uttar Pradesh? Because all her efforts was about that vote bank, the Dalits of Uttar Pradesh. The BJP went for social engineering. They created a bloc within the bloc of non-Jatav Dalits, which essentially meant that they started looking at those who can move away from Mayawati's 20% and look at the BJP differently. This was social engineering BJP style. Subsequently, interestingly, unlike Mayawati again, she in 2012, for the first time, had blamed Samajwadi Party for the decline and collapse of a party. And she had gone on to say that the Muslims of Uttar Pradesh had deserted her and gone to the Samajwadi Party. This is the same Mayawati who failed to really expand her and open her space for politics which can be more encompassing of other castes and communities. And that is the reason why today her own party men are deserting her. Today, it's a scenario in which Uttar Pradesh is becoming a bipolar battle between India bloc, which is about the Samajwadi Party and the Congress, and on the other hand is the BJP. So Mayawati, who of course everybody knows has largely been silent, and she going alone again in these elections is being seen as almost like sending a message of some kind of support to the BJP, because in a three-cornered or a triangular contest, it will be advantage BJP. But let's not forget that in the last 10 years, Uttar Pradesh has seen a significant political shift in which the entire Dalit politics has changed, the entire Mandal politics has changed, and the politics of welfareism has also taken shape. But for the moment, where is Mayawati? Well, she will be making an appearance along with her political successor. On 7th is when she will be making an appearance along with her political successor. But the larger question remains, what next for her? And if she doesn't really reinvent her politics, then what really happens? Because Dalits in UP had almost been a captive audience, and that really is the problem with many political parties who are seen as regional political parties. That if you take this bloc as a captive vote bank and not reinvent or make an addition to this vote bank, then it actually leads to collapse of this vote bank. This is what really has happened with her. The famous slogan of Brahman Shankh Bajayega to Hathi Dilli Jayega. Well, for the moment, the Hathi is not coming to Delhi at any time soon. But the question remains, where is Mayawati? She is not there on the horizon as of today.